It's Saturday 25th of October and it's got these empty fields in Norfolk here. What's this? I think it could be a crop in this one, this field up here. Yeah, something in there, isn't there? I don't know if it's an early sort of form of oilseed rape or something like that. It's got the yellow flowers. And then behind here it's the same, this field here. So these are the fields that immediately surround the house that we're staying at. I've just walked out of there. So this is like the back of the house with these woodlands and things here. And then you've got the field. And it's so there's a country lane here. Goes down to the village of Eastmoor where there's just a handful of little properties. And we'll so there's a couple of mirrors there, so when you're coming out of the property you can see what's coming each way up the road. So then we'll turn into here. So this is where we're staying, Sandy Toes cottage. So we'll just have a look at the exterior. So we'll go this way. I guess I could put the car anywhere. I put it there because we're unloading all the stuff yesterday. So we've got there, for some reason they've put this Halloween thing up, but they've got two pumpkins, little post box there, the key thingy, and then yeah, welcome, like knockers and all that. And so there's this like sort of wooden porch feature with like lights and stuff around it there. And then there's obviously see there's been brick put in a little bit around that window and maybe to repair it and things, but it's like a sort of old kind of flint sort of style thing going on, mixture of brick and flint. So there's obviously like older parts of the house and newer parts. In fact, that it's two houses because it's called number 63 and 64. So there must have sort of been two houses originally. So I'm here just under the apple tree. There's millions of apples on the floor, and then of course loads growing. This incredible crop growing on it, and then lots just within. I mean, just within, like, you know. I mean, this is like below. You know, this is just a sort of height of my chest. This I'm just handling that. It's all dangling, just growing on there. They're very tasty, very delicious apples. There's another apple tree there, but that's I don't know about that. Doesn't look quite as appetizing for some reason. Them ones. But yeah, so there's another apple tree. I don't know what, yeah. Could be quinces. Yeah, not sure. So, we're just having a look around the outside of the property. So we're hedging all round. And then, like hedging around here, there's like woodland behind them. Have been cutting some of it. Now what we've got here is we've got the sort of couple of gas canisters, and that supplies all that supplies is the gas stove that's in the kitchen. So we'll show you that later, but there's a gas stove there on the kitchen, and that's what that's supplying there. And then the heating is supplied by oil. So that's the main garden there, but I'll show you that in a second. I'll show you down here. It's like a double garage thing. They've put all the garden furniture in for the winter, I think. When you're coming down here, this is the oil, which is then supplying the heating in the house. But yeah, you just go through here, and you can see they've been sort of cutting some of these trees back and all that, all there, making a bit of a route through, look. So you could get your logs and all that from here. It's all over the shop, just lying about. So that's there, and then we'll just come back out here, go around this way. Yeah, so there's little gates and things. Just open that, go through the gate. Yeah. So so this is like a sort of garage. There's still got, even though it's a garage, it's still got the sort of wood feature on there to make a bit of a feature from it. And you go down here, and then there's like a shelter, a little wooden shelter. Obviously got all sorts of stuff in there, like stores, different things in there. But yeah, you come down here, and there's a little gate there. Opens if it opens. I'm going the other way. Into this little sort of shelter here. There's different gates to get in. So I was just behind there before, peeping at that. So there's a little shelter there, and there's these other little sort of funny little gates and things like that, a water butt and all that. And then this has all got overgrown, but that's potentially like another bit of garden with other gates and things going down there. But you know, it's a bit overgrown, that. And then we'll have a little look down here. There's all this sort of bit of the garden in there, which is I'm not quite sure. It's just sort of like a little area, and then there's the main little lawn here, and then that's the sort of back of the house there. And then where I was before with the apple trees, it was just there through there, and that gate opens there as well to the apple trees. So yeah, that's where we are. So the fields I was looking at before, just out the back of there, behind this little woodland area. So that's what we're looking at, and so there's the back door, you can go in there. Yeah. So I think Mary's in that bedroom, I think. Down there. So it's a roofed conservatory, which makes it warmer. And you can see that's the style of that bit there is different from the brick they've extended onto this bit. So it's like an extension there, whereas this is kind of the old part of the house here. Yeah. So I could just stand on old apples here in a minute. These apples. Like that. And there's another apple tree there. I just noticed it with more apples on that one as well. They look good as well, don't they? Try them as well. Growing out of there. So I mean, look at this, a tremendous amount of apples. Yeah. Amazing. Right. So that's a little tour of the outside of the house. We'll end that bit there. Part of the room tour here at Eastmoor, Sandy Toes house. Just coming in the front door, and to the right we've got a sort of main living room area. We've got a little thing under the stairs here, and then the stairs heading up that way. But at the front door we've got a little welcome mat there, and we've got coat hooks and things, and a radiator and a sort of rug running along the floor there. These strange masks, somebody's happy, somebody's a bit sad. And then a little butterfly picture. Got curtains, a curtain rail, and then a little vase there on the windowsill. A sort of puffy thing there. And a guitar under there as well. And that's where I've just put the stair gates temporarily, which I've detached from the stairs. So there we go, Sandy Toes. Now then, we're not really at the beach here, so it's a bit of an odd name. So what we do is we come along, and then the first room on the left, along this corridor, we'll open this door, and it's a dining room. So let's have a little exploration of the dining room here. Okay, what have we got? Well, we've got a little brass rimmed circular mirror there, which is makes the room sort of curved, and then a candlestick, a little vase, a little clock, little things. And then a sort of fireplace with a wood burning stove, which does work, it is active. I'm not sure when the last time anybody's used it. I mean, we'll have a little open, see if it's been used recently, or whether it's all clean. It doesn't look like it's been used recently. Let's have a look here. Yeah. Look at the ashtray. There's a little bit of ashtray. Yeah, maybe it doesn't get used that much, that one. But yeah, so that can be used though in the dining room. The wood burner. There is another wood burner in the house, a much bigger one, with all the wood around it and everything. So we'll have a look at that in another room. So vase with sticks, and then a little armchair thing there. And then main thing is a sort of dining table with candlesticks and a sort of dish in the middle. And then we've got chairs for 8, sort of pretty sturdy, solid wood chairs, these really sturdy things. Thick, chunky chairs. And the table itself, well, it's got a sort of mat on it, tablecloth on it, and then it's got another sort of tablecloth underneath that. But then it's as you can see, it's a solid wood table as well, with great big nails and that in it and all that there, yeah. So yeah, so they're protecting the table with those cloths like that. I've just got some of my work and that, like magazines and that there. What else have we got? So we look down, we've got a couple of candles, and then we've got an organ with the foot pedals and all the different keys, waltz, jazz, rock and all that, and then up here all these keys, and the keyboard itself, and it's got a lamp on it, but unfortunately it says please don't use the organ as it's currently faulty. So I haven't switched it on in case it fuses the house or whatever. But yeah, so it's a Hammond electric organ. Yeah, so like a proper like church organ, isn't it? Like, you know, from the, you know, so yeah, for like a church, you know, somebody would play hymns on and things like that. And anyway, yeah, so that's that. And then radiator, the curtains, a sort of musical ornament on the wall there, and then these kind of little basket, like weaved plates. 3 of them on the wall just there, and a couple more ornaments down here. What have we got? We've got a little bear, like a wooden bear on that one. And what's this? I'm not quite sure what that is. Is it a lion? I'm not quite sure. Oh, there is another little vase and a sort of a metal iron. Now what happens if you open this? So look, oh yeah, so you can store things in that, and it's all comes off, all the bits come off. And maybe it was an iron, and that's where you put something hot, like a hot coal or some hot water or something in there. Yeah, little stand that it goes on. Anyway, it's all pressed as well, yeah. That's that thing. And then there's a chest of drawers here, sort of thing, or like a sort of cabinet with 2 chunky drawers there, and sort of, I don't know whether they've replaced or just polished a lot, these handles. But yeah, and then inside there's some placemats and bits, but not much. It's pretty empty, really, just a sort of empty cabinet. Yeah, and there's more placemats there. And then a couple more sort of bottles, all glass bottles. And what is that? That's like a little bowl. But then here's some more like placemats in a little container. Oh, dear me. Right, that's that. And then I'm not sure what that is. And then a couple like a teapot thing, coffee pot thing. I don't know what that is. Yeah, some ornamental things. And then radiator, curtains on the window, and another little vase with a turtle inside. Look at that little turtle. So there we'll go. So we've got 2 windows in this room, dining room. 8 seating for 8. This is just my stuff on there. So that was the door I came in from the hallway. But then what you can do is come from the kitchen, which is through here, into it as well. So you bring the food in from the kitchen and all that, so you go through there. So there's various routes from the kitchen. So down the hall, you go from that way and around that way. And it was all sorts of routes. So yeah, that's just a shot of that then. So that's that corner there. That's looking into the kitchen there. I'll show you that in a second. And it's looking at it that way. Door open. And then looking out this window, you can look down the drive towards the garage and things down that way. And the lane there that we're on, there with a little road sign, 40 miles an hour limit. Just there, that's the exit from the driveway onto the road. Just there. Alrighty. So as part of the house tour, we'll do a thorough tour of the rooms, and this is bedroom number 1. which is just at the top of the stairs, and then turn right. There's a little seat there you can sit on. So let's have a look. We've got the wooden flooring. We'll do a slow tour. And then we've got a double bed. So what else have we got here? We've got a waste bin, a little radiator here under this window. So the window looks straight out onto the apple tree there, and the fields behind it, the hedge. And then we've got little ornaments. There's a couple of these ornaments here, then like a wooden thing and another thing on top. So that's on that windowsill there. And then we've got a mirror and a little sort of dresser sort of thing there, the plates there. And then another little sort of bedside cabinet there with a lamp. The lamps work fine. We've got the bed. There's a rug in front of the bed. It's quite cozy, mattress is quite soft and everything. And then there's 2 wardrobes. So we've got this kind of like pine one, which you can open out. And actually it's just got like a spare duvet in there. You can store bags and that in there. And then there's another wardrobe here which has got drawers at the bottom. And you can hang things. It's solid wood, but it's been painted, so it's still just pine. It's been painted this kind of grey colour. There. And then we've got a sofa in the bedroom. That's just some rolled up towels. It was like basically you got like 2 bath towels and 2 hand towels. That's just the hand towels that were like rolled up neatly on the bed when you arrived, kind of thing. So there's that now. Plenty of plug sockets and things as well. And then there's 2 lights at the top as well as 2 lamps. Each room's got a fan in as well in case it gets hot in the summer. And there's ornaments on each windowsill. So there's all different ornaments here, all different types of ornaments going on, like bottles and like a funny little collection of 3 bottles there, and then that thing, and then that one. And then this window looks out into the back garden. So you've got the sort of garages there and back garden and woodland going down that way. Of course, there's lots of leaves coming down, and they would normally have like garden furniture out here and everything, and barbecues stuff, but they put that away for the winter. Got the sort of sky dish just here. But yeah, so that looks out there onto the part of the house there. Yeah, so that's the little view. It's quite spacious. Quite sort of spacious enough to see. Plenty of room. You haven't got the bed like coming up with a wall, tiny little room. It's like plenty of room, reasonable height on the ceilings as well. So it gives a nice spacious feel. Now, we've got this set of drawers here, and then for some more things on this, there's like a sort of big shell plate thing going on there, like a pearl sort of thing. And then a little ornament there. So yes, that's that. And then through this door, so you come through here, what have we got now? We've got like a little space with a sort of Velux window and a little chair with a cushion on it there in that space. And then we'll sort of close the door. Each of the doors got these like sort of black latch features on them, black latches. We'll come into this one, and this is the sort of toilet, separate toilet room in here. You can see the tiles. You've got these kind of feature tiles every now and again, slightly different image of a leaf on each one, but different leaf on each one. So mainly it's this sort of creamy pink coloured tile, but then an occasional leaf pattern. So if we close that, you can sort of see against the wooden floor, you got these latch doors, a little radiator, and then sort of towel rail thing there, hot and cold sink, and that's the toilet and things there. And then we'll just move out of that, so back to the little seat again, and then to the next room. So again, there's another door here. We can hang things on there, little hangy thing, the door, and that goes into a bathroom. So you've got a much bigger sink here, much bigger sink and mirror. And then again, these sort of tiles, this one's slightly different. They've got somebody's got stickers over these tiles. I don't know what's going on there. Anyway, there's some tiles there with leaves and things on. There. And then a bath. So this one's got a bath. And they got provided with this sort of Radox stuff in each shower and each bath's got that kind of provided with that soapy stuff. There's like a handheld shower here, but there's other showers in the house, so I don't think I'll bother with that. But the bath's been tested and works fine. And there's another Velux window, another radiator, and then like a sort of thing to dry your towels and things on there. A mat. This one's got more of like a lino floor, sort of a vinyl floor, fake tiles on that one. So yeah, and then that's the thing there. Of course, so there was a fan just like going all the time in here, even though the light wasn't on. Managed to knock it off because it was just irritating making the noise using a sort of isolator switch there. Found the isolator switch for it. So yes, that was that. So that's good. So that's that little area there. So that's a tour. More plug sockets if you need to put a lamp in here or anything like that. That's a tour of the sort of first bedroom in the house. And a smoke alarm. We've got the curtains. So we've got actually curtains on that window. A little window here with a little pull down blue blind, and then a blind on that window there as well. So if we look out of this window, we're looking down at another set of apple trees and things that side of the garden. Yeah, so that's that. Now if I sit on the sofa, how does it feel? Oh, it's actually quite a comfortable sofa. Yeah, it's quite comfortable, that. So there we go. Yeah, and that thing dangling down there is actually a set of lights, I think, on a battery. I don't know if the batteries run out or whatever, probably at the bottom, but it's like a sort of little light thing dangling there. But them two lamps work fine. Yeah. Yeah, so the clocks have changed. And it's like 7:30 in the morning, but really it's like 8:30. So you can see that it's a lovely clear skies. There's a cold, very, very cold wind. You can just sort of see the road outside the house here. No traffic ever comes along here, it's really quiet. Very quiet. So yes, this looks like some sort of winter wheat or whatever the plant is here. Can't quite tell, yeah. Well, it's a big field, isn't it? Like going right over there. I mean, look how far that is. Huge field. Right over there. Yeah. Yeah, so what I discovered was, because I was looking at sort of aerial photographs, and one of them must have been a bit older and showed that the garden extends a lot further down this way, and of course it's all overgrown now. Deliberately they've put bamboo and brambles, and what there is a fenced off area, and inside the fenced off area there is a swimming pool, and it's got a sign, there is a gate, got a sign saying adult competent swimmers only, but then they've stuck over that sign, or next to that sign, you know, danger, no entry. So they must have decided to abandon the swimming pool, and probably because of costs or maintenance reasons or whatever. So must have abandoned that. And what that means is they've sort of tried to hide it all off and everything, but it's actually empty. It's just like a concrete bunker in a way down there. But that's what there must have been. So maybe, oh, by the way, we can see some frost that's been overnight. The frost on the grass here. But I'll just show you. So they've like deliberately overgrown all this, and you can't get through and everything. But I just found this, and I just sort of cut through a couple of bits, and you can see the sign, which on the right is telling you about the swimming, but then danger, do not enter, has been placed over the top, and they've put like a wooden barrier across the gate to stop you opening that. But I can just get in here and peep over the fence and show you. So if you look there, you can see the sort of structure, the concrete structure, which was the pool. It's empty of water, but it's just there, and sort of fencing around. So I must have had it all fenced off, and then like a little private swimming pool area. But yeah, now it's danger, do not enter. Yeah. So there we go. Just thought I'd show you that.